News 4, home of forewarned weather, rated Middle Tennessee's most accurate forecast.
Hey, and check this out. This might look like a tornado at first glance, but it's actually a dust devil.
Yeah, pretty big one. I mean, you usually don't see them extending that far off the ground. So this is a pretty common sight in the Arizona desert. But yeah, that one is pretty well organized and not generally that tall. That one probably had some 50-mile-an-hour winds in there. They've been clocked up to 75-mile-an-hour winds in these dust devils before. So that's enough to do a little bit of damage. Generally, they just kind of swirl around and kind of fade out in place. So it's weird to see what looks like a tornado with just bright blue sky in the background.
Exactly. It is incredible to watch, though, you know?
Very small. I mean, that's, you know, a matter of feet wide rather than...
Versus miles.
Yeah, exactly.
That it can be, for sure. All right, well, we've got a lot of folks. I know many of you are loving the sunshine. They're just wanting some cooler temperatures. That's the problem. It is unseasonably warm.
We can finally deliver on that over the next few days. Change is on the way. Not much rain on the way, so if your lawn needs some watering, yeah, you're going to have to do that yourself, or have the kids do that. Let's take a look at what's happening out there. Exactly. Got to earn that allowance money. We're going to start with an update on what's back to being Hurricane Maria. Downgraded to a tropical storm yesterday afternoon. Hurricane Hunter aircraft found hurricane force winds once again, so it's back to being a hurricane. This swirl of clouds not nearly as organized as it was, and it's starting to lose some of its tropical characteristics as it moves a little bit farther up to the north, off the coast of Virginia and North Carolina here, and starting to take that turn out into the Atlantic Ocean. So it has 75-mile-an-hour sustained winds right now. That makes it a hurricane. Has to be above 74, well, just barely. It is going to really take that turn over the next about 12 hours or so and start to pick up steam and lose its tropical characteristics. So it weakens, still has some gusty winds, 65 miles an hour by the time Friday morning rolls around, but then it really just takes off into the North Atlantic. The water up here is cold enough that it's going to just become extra tropical, which means outside the tropics. It doesn't mean additionally tropical, and it's going to be way out there by the time Sunday morning rolls around, so we can say farewell to Maria over the next several days. Around here, well, it's just hot out there. Temperatures are in the 80s. We have a few fair weather clouds, but nothing you need to be worried about if you have any afternoon errands to run until maybe late this afternoon. There could be a passing shower, but even then, I wouldn't worry about it. Those are going to be pretty few and far between, and they're not going to last very long. Severe weather potential just isn't something we're worried about at this point. And right now, again, just a few of those fair weather clouds. Nothing on the forewarned live radar right now. It's hot. 88 degrees right now in Nashville. Surrounding communities mostly in the mid-80s. 86 in White Bluff and in Lebanon. 87 degrees in Clarksville. Tied for the hot spot, Savannah at 88 degrees, and it's actually 90 degrees down I-40 in Jackson. We're only going to warm up another 3, maybe 4 degrees, but 3 degrees is hot enough. Puts us up to 91 degrees in Nashville by late this afternoon. But the winds are out of the north, and eventually they're going to start to drag that cooler air down towards us. Possibility of a couple showers, but again, they're going to be very few and far between. A few clouds out there by 8 o'clock this evening, still mild with temperatures in the mid-70s, but we're going to drop down to the mid-60s tonight, and then we have temperatures in the 50s for overnight lows as we head through the rest of the week and into the weekend. Here's Futurecast version of those few showers by late this afternoon and into this evening. Again, not much to worry about. It's not going to last very long once we lose the daylight heat. Well, then those showers are just going to fall apart, but we get to keep the cool air for the next several days. Temperatures are actually going to be pretty close to normal as a big pattern shift is going to happen across the entire country. We're still in this very warm, above average, even near record-setting air. Today's record high temperature is 93 degrees, so we'll give it a run, but that cool air has been getting closer and closer day by day, and it's going to be here over the next several days, and that includes the weekend. We'll kind of flip the pattern around where we get the cool weather, and the West is back to having above average temperatures as they've had for most of the last several months. Temperatures are going to be right around 80 degrees for highs tomorrow, then 70s for highs Friday and Saturday, back up to around or just above 80 degrees Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So that means we start off the month of October with slightly above average temperatures, but not record-setting and not much rain in sight. Once we get rid of those few showers today, next hint of a chance doesn't arrive until about the middle of next week. So make sure you're watering your flowers and lawns and kind of preparing for that. We'll keep you updated from the weekend forecast here on News 4 and on the iHeart radio stations as we head through the rest of this week.